It is, in my opinion, it's the people that I interact with as a part of this research and this research field. So, for example, there was an undergraduate student who he and I published a paper together, and he was an undergraduate on quantum k-means and principal component analysis. Then there was the gentleman who was the person who sent this to me and said, "Look, why don't you consider doing this as part of your research?" That is what led to me being involved with quantum information science in general. And we published a paper together. Then there was another example where there were 4 other people who worked with me. All of them were students except one who was a postdoc, and that postdoc was one of my former graduate students. He had just graduated. We published a paper on entanglement entropy in the electroweak interaction, which was wonderful. Then there was also one more that I wanted to bring to your attention, and that is there was a high school student who he wanted to work with me, but he wanted to work on a different project, and I gave him the option of working on quantum computing and quantum information science and quantum algorithms, which he did. And it was a wonderful project that he jumped on it, and we actually at some point published a paper on just this topic. It had to do with quantum search algorithm. It was called, that's the name for Grover's algorithm in this case. And he applied this to data at the Large Hadron Collider. And ultimately, he graduated from high school. We published a paper together, and he went to Harvard University, which is where he is now as a graduate student. So I really enjoyed working with them, with my colleagues on the Department of Physics at Yale, and my colleagues at peer institutions and at national labs, and of course my colleagues at the CERN in Geneva, Switzerland, who were part of the Atlas collaboration like I am. And finally, I wanted to say that I really enjoyed working with the people at Intech Open that I worked with, and also I'm very happy for my family, my wife and my children, who began to understand the importance of what it is that I'm working on. At least to me it's important, and they are very supportive. And what I do is, when I go to Geneva, to CERN, I bring them each back a gift. I would put that into 3 different categories of people. One has to do with theorists that are in particle physics, but not just in particle physics. Also those that are working in, when I say particle, I mean high energy physics, but also intermediate energy physics, also even low energy physics. All of these have something that they can glean from studies of quantum information science. That can include quantum entanglement, entanglement entropy, Bell's inequality violation, and so forth and so on. Now, what I mean by that is the theorists can be innovative. They can also diverge from the path that maybe we are on and have been on for for decades or more, and go in a different direction, something that is new and original, for example. The second category would be experimentalists. I would like to have experimentalists read this book as well. There are chapters in it that are appropriate for nuclear physicists. And a nuclear physicist that can take what it is that they are working on. They have enough funding, hopefully, from funding agencies to get their experiment running and come up with something new, that they are the ones that are pushing this. And finally, I think that I would really like to see a group that is multidisciplinary, meaning that they're not necessarily tied or tethered to colliders and that kind of research, but they're able to glean from what it is that quantum information science offers, and they can apply it in ways that we haven't thought of before or used before. For example, scientists, mathematicians, philosophers, and even those that are in social sciences, they have there are examples in this book where they show what it is that quantum entanglement and entanglement entropy and quantum information science has done to them, and what it is that they are finding that would be useful perhaps in their understanding of what it is that what was written in this book, in the book chapters that are here. So this is what I hope, that there are enough people who would be willing to read this book and come up with these new ideas and use these as, I don't know, inspiration in doing so. I believe that there are a number of channels that have already opened up to us and are being used and have been used maybe for some time that depend on quantum computing and what it brings, and doing it in a way that is really fulfilling for our lives. Examples have to do with, let's just say, quantum materials and making new alloys that are better suited for what is being done in even in defense or in other kinds of activities that are needed nowadays. The simulations that quantum computers can bring can have some, I guess, maybe better efficiency and quicker speeds than the classical computers can give. Therefore, there are new ways of making new fertilizers so that they can be used on farms and in agriculture. Smart algorithms that and smart farming can then be used and make even better fertilizers that are needed, for example, in making crops better on farms. There's also the matter of these simulations can be much, they are, I would say, in chemistry, maybe in biology, certainly in physics, and this would also include, let's call it, pharmaceutical industries. You can make better drugs, you can make new drugs, and these can be better tools to use to deal with illnesses and maybe even diseases that we have to attack in ways now that can be done better in the future. Those are just a few of the examples. There are others as well, and what's even more exciting are the new ideas that will come out from people who have this background and who understand they're excited about doing this in other ways as well. So my share of the collaboration with Intake Open during the making of this book was, and I would like to say clearly, that it all depends on just the one person that I worked most closely with, and that was the publishing process manager. And I want to say that I believe that all of the people at this publisher had the same level of professionalism and were as patient with me as this person was. But this publishing process manager, in my opinion, was just outstanding in every way. And I think that's why this project turned out to be so efficiently done and effective And I wanted to say it's not just this one publishing process manager, but I believe that that was the example set that all of you follow. And I wanted to congratulate this publishing company for that. And it's no mystery why it is that you are number one in that which you do. So congratulations to you.